Good morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome. Good morning. This is the start of a really, really great day. So happy to see bright, beautiful faces. We've got 2 days of events going on, so welcome, welcome, welcome. If you can't stay for the entire time, please come back and forth. You'll see the agenda. We have a plethora of classes that are really, really great that will help small businesses. So without further ado, welcome to the Boom Conference. They say the best speech is one that has a great beginning, a memorable end, and not much in between. So here we go. Now, my name is Alandis Dobbins, Director of the Office of Moore. Moore was started a little over 3 years ago by our mayor, and we're proud to be here to help our city support local, small, and minority and women business owners. This is an issue, MWBE, that deserves much energy and even more action. So let me thank you so much for your attendance here at our annual conference. Entrepreneurship is one of the most difficult and most rewarding occupations, and this event was conceived to help you create, grow, and thrive because we want to positively affect your business's bottom line. Now, what are some of the definitions of boom? To grow, develop, or progress rapidly, to cause to grow or flourish, boost, a time of economic prosperity, a sudden increase. We're adding one more definition today, and that's businesses open for opportunities right here in Memphis, Tennessee. In addition to that, it's time for Memphis. It is our time to make more of a difference in our local businesses and help take your business to the next level so you can hire more employees and make more success stories, and yes, help pay the taxes so we can fill more potholes in Memphis. Thanks. Seriously, now is the time to listen, learn, and take advantage of all the resources that we have provided to you. Moore works with over 40 local partners in our community, our economic ecosystem, to help provide resources to small businesses. You'll meet most of them today. If not, they're on our website. Now, you have a copy of today's agenda, and you can see we've chosen classes that will help at every phase of business. But today we want to ask you to ask plenty of questions to our panelists and learn and make your business thrive. Now, we have incredible speakers and incredible sponsors. We've had iHeart that has done a tremendous job, Federal Express, Blue Cross Blue Shield, the Tri-State Defender, Cigna, SunTrust, Southern Soul Magazine, First Tennessee Bank, and Nationwide. And I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to acknowledge the incredible staff that we have at Moore. Let's see, if anybody's in here, please raise your hand. They're probably out busy working, but they are amazing, and I'm very blessed to have them. Now, if at Moore, if we don't have the answers for you, our partners can find those answers. Now, my last quote, the ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by bad people, but the silence over that by the good people. That's Martin Luther King. So ladies and gentlemen, today it's time for us to make some noise. Thank you for your effort and for making local businesses boom and helping our thriving economy here in Memphis, Tennessee. Now we'll have our mayor and the rest of the diocese go Grizz.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Let's give Alandis and her great staff a round of applause for conceiving of this idea and bringing it to fruition. Thank you so much. I lost most of my voice last night up at Bass Pro, so I will be very, very, very brief. To the head table here, thank you all for participating. To the sponsors, thanks so much for working with us in a most critical endeavor. This is not just solely about numbers. There's an old country song, and I was raised in the hill country, that it's, we're not making love, we're just keeping score. This is not about just racking up numbers, just numbers. It is can we really be genuine in what we're doing and see it not as some mandate, not just, I got to put this on the scoreboard. This is about true relationships, and let's not get worried and all tripped up over this number. A lot of folks inside city government who work for me get really flipped out when folks say, Mayor, they said we only have 1%, which is not true. But the point is, that's for the whole entire city, as you will see in your materials here. Bottom line is, and excuse my grammar, ain't none of us done enough yet. We have a long, long way to go. The question is, how do we get there? It's going to take all of us, all hands on deck. Keep in mind, we're not dealing with something that just cropped up last year, and it's going to take more than a year to root it out. If you've been reading about the financial condition of the city of Memphis, that 6-part series, you saw that it happened over decades, and it's going to take a while to get out of that. Imagine what we're trying to root out that has occurred from city government over years and years and years. It is not going to happen overnight, but that is no excuse for us not to continue doing our utmost. And this is why you'll see us coming at it in so many ways, some new, some old. We're going to try and try. This is why I really applaud Alandis for taking different approaches on this. You cannot go wrong by trying and trying and trying. You never know what's going to take root. So it's a matter of attending every conference. Who knows? You may pick up one idea. You may not pick up anything at one conference. Go to the next one. You pick up something, not merely from what the folks up here, but your colleagues who've probably traveled down the road that you're traveling now. So some of the things that we will be doing, you'll hear more about it. I'll announce as the state of the city that we would be creating a division of minority business prosperity. We're going to do that, but in order to create a division, we have to go on the ballot. So I'm going to do it by executive order. We'll create an office. You will soon be receiving a request from us to help us shape the qualifications for the individual who will head the Office of Business Diversity. Contrary to what you may have heard, nobody has been selected for that. We don't even have the position description. We need your input on that. That's going to be the most critical position in city government, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. This is why we're doing a lot of reorganizing. You heard about the Universal Life building. We know that a building does not make a good plan, but what it does is it gives us an opportunity to get all of our activities into one place. As they call it, the creative collisions, where just walking around, you run into your colleagues who are working on the same thing and pick up ideas and together come up with new ideas that you would not ordinarily do if you were in separate buildings. We'll have all of that under one roof. You'll also hear about the Mentor Protege program. It's based on a successful San Antonio model. I mention that because we're focusing outside city government as well as inside city government. How do we get businesses that have been successful, how do we get them to mentor with businesses that are just getting started? Stay away from the word small. You may start small, but that should not be your goal, just to be, I want to be a small business for the rest of my life. I mean, you start out that way. I don't want to place a ceiling that ought to be the floor. As how you start out. And so this is why we'll do the division, but also the Mentor Protege program and the non-traditional lending pool. We'll be rolling that out. We know that there's so many ideas out there. One thing stands in the way, and that's access to capital. And we'll be working on that also. So again, Alandis, thank you for pulling us all together here. Thank you for attending. Help us get the word out. Now, we know we never get everything correct on the first time. Always feel free to speak up. You can catch me out anywhere. My East Memphis office at Starbucks, Union and McLean. Folks have gone to hanging out there. Oh, I just happened to see you here, man. So I'm there. But catch me. I'm always on the move, and I'm always glad to talk with you and listen to you. So thanks so much. I'm going to have to leave because by city charter I have to chair the pension board. I hope to see some of your faces doing business with the pension board. That is a huge investment pool there. So we're looking to get you into non-traditional areas as well. So again, thanks so much for attending. Alinda, thank you. Thanks to all of our speakers and participants. And we will see you somewhere on the streets of Memphis. Go down to Bass Pro, buy you a bow and arrow. Go up, do something, crank up that money. Hey, look, I don't want to leave you on it. Isn't this a great time to be in Memphis, Tennessee? I mean, look, let's face it. You know, I would be remiss if I didn't say that. If I don't cheerlead, who the hell else will cheerlead? You know, when you got things going, hey, talk about it. If you got it going on, you got it going on. Memphis got it. How about those Grizz last night? How about the Redbirds? How about Memphis in May? How about Bass Pro? How about that? The key is let's make sure that everybody shares in that. But in the meantime, hey, let's tell the world that we got it going on here. Thank y'all so much. Take care. Justin.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning. Morning.
My name is Justin Jamerson, and I am a business development consultant with the state of Tennessee's Department of Economic and Community Development. That's probably the biggest smile I've ever had on my face in that picture. Hopefully, some of you guys leave this conference looking the same way that I did in that picture. But at TNECD, our goal is to make Tennessee the #1 location in the Southeast for high-quality jobs, and I'm proud to say that we have been named the State of the Year, not 1, but 2 years in a row by Business Facilities Magazine, and we hope to continue that momentum through working with small businesses and other organizations. Our local office is right down the street at 100 Peabody Place on the 11th floor. You can come see me anytime, and I'd love to set up a meeting and talk to you more about what we do. We are headquartered out of Nashville, right next to the Capitol building in the Tennessee Tower on floors 23, 26, and 27. And we have 8 other regional offices throughout the state. But for our purposes today, I want to talk to you about BERO, which is our Business Enterprise Resource Office. It's housed within Tennessee ECD, and it serves as a voice and an advocate for economic inclusion for our DBEs. It also reports on the status of our DBEs statewide. And the picture that you see there is of Wisty Pender, and she heads up that office. Now, some of the resources that are available to you if you go to their website, which is tn.gov/ECD/BERO. You'll find technical assistance in the form of small business development centers, to accelerators, to main streets, and you'll also find networks from chambers to professional organizations, all at the federal, state, regional, and local levels. This is, you'll also see this map if you go to the website. It shows all of our business development centers, and there in the Southwest in Shelby County, we have a pretty concentrated amount of resources that are available to you. Some of our programs are TN Investco, which is a state-sponsored venture capital type program, as well as Launch Tennessee, which is a public-private partnership focused on supporting development of high growth and lifestyle companies in Tennessee. They manage the Insight Fund, Co-Starters, the 3686 Innovation Conference, specialist programs, and our regional accelerators, which in Memphis we have 2, 0 to 510 and StartCo. Finally, since I knew I'd be following the mayor, sandwiched between the mayor and Mr. Dean of the chamber, if I wanted to make friends, I'd have to bring some gifts. So I brought one of our resources, which is our Smart Start Guide. I have some of those, so you can come see me a little bit later, and I'll give you one. But it's a great resource that takes you through the process of starting your business and how to do business with state government and how to register your business, as well as provides you with resources in the back for contact information and people that you can call. Finally, I'd like to invite everybody to our 3686 Innovation Conference, which is on June 8th through 10th. That will be in Nashville, and it's meant to bring together our doers, makers, innovators, investors from in the Southeast, across the country, and around the globe. So we hope to see you there. Again, my name is Justin Jamerson. Thank you for your time.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Andre Dean. I'm Vice President of Public Policy and Community Affairs for the Greater Memphis Chamber. And on behalf of our President, Mr. Phil Plenary, we bring you greetings. And some of you are familiar with what we do at the Chamber, but I'll share with you briefly what our role is here. But before I do that, I want to thank Alandis Dobbins for her passion for small business and growing business in Memphis. I've known Alandis for so many years, and you cannot match the level of excitement and passion that it is for business and growing business here. So I want to thank her personally and give her a hand for the work that she's been doing. You know, economic development is a major ecosystem that helps all of us grow, and the Chamber's role in that is to really grow the pie. A lot of people say, what's the Chamber's role in the city? Well, we're here to grow the pie, meaning if the pie gets bigger, the companies that are here can feed off of a bigger pie. What we've had in the past years has been a deteriorating ecosystem from an economic development standpoint, and we're working with our state partners and Justin and their group, Roby and his team, and all the work and the effort that's going on with the city of Memphis. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. The mayor touched on a couple of good things, but more importantly, I was listening to a gentleman yesterday with our, he's one of our members, and he was coming from Nashville. And he said, you know, we don't know how to sell ourselves in spite of the problems that we already have. We can go, I was born and raised in Nashville, so I'm there all the time. But we go to Nashville, a lot of us go to Nashville, we'll go to Cheesecake Factory, eat, go shop, whatever. And little beknownst to us that the statistics that we cry about here that are negative, they have the same statistics in Nashville. The education rate, crime, all those things are pretty much right there with Memphis and Shelby County. And they sell around it. They sell in spite of it. It's kind of like having a used car. You're selling your used car, and you know all about your used car. And you say, well, after a certain point, it gets some clinks and clangs if you put regular gas in it. But it's a good car, right? Well, Memphis, we'll go out and say, well, you know, it's some clinks and clangs. You might not want to buy this car. And we have to get beyond that. That car is a good car. This is a good place to do business. This is a great place to do business. And there are a lot of thriving companies. So we have to be a lot more positive about ourselves. So that was just a little side note. The Chamber's role, we accomplish our role in three ways. One is to, through our Economic Development Department, working, again, directly with the state, our local partners with EDGE, and the local agencies here with the city and the county. That's the big role that you see. So we go out and try to recruit companies like Mitsubishi, excuse me, Electrolux, several other large companies to try to come in and have something, again, growing this pie, some more to feed off of. The other piece is community development. That's a little known part of what we do, but it's actually the biggest role, and that's the area that I play a role in working with our elected officials in trying to create a climate for small businesses to grow, large businesses to come in or grow, and then our existing businesses to thrive. So there are a lot of rules and regulations that really thwart the efforts of really business growth and development. And then the final piece is a public policy piece that that we've been a lot more active on lately. Some of the things that you're hearing about in the news and in the media, it's very contentious, but these are some, as the mayor said, these are some long-standing issues that we just really need to address. It's kind of like a 16-year-old kid that just been running around your house and you never gave him any direction, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we got to fix this, but he's 16. So we have to start fixing some of those issues, and it's a little harder to fix a 16-year-old issue than it is to fix a 3-year-old issue. So we're delving in some of those tough areas as it relates to public policy. You know, some of the major decisions, I commend the council and the mayor of really fixing where we are from our pensions and truing up some of our expenses and the debt. But the final piece I'll talk about is our chairman's circle. You'll hear about what we're doing on our chairman's circle. The chairman's circle is a group of a little over 100 business leaders that said, hey, we really want to make a difference here in Memphis. And they've come up with some moon missions that it's kind of off of the old Kennedy, Kennedy's goals, Kennedy's era, saying we're going to go to the moon in 10 years. And that kind of hit home with several of our business leaders. This town is known for innovation. This town is known for entrepreneurship. This town is known for new and great ideas. And there are several in our community that just have not given up on what Memphis is going to be and what Memphis is all about. So these executives are like getting in, rolling up their sleeves and saying, hey, we want to get into the hard work of Memphis. So you'll hear some of the initiatives about pre-K. A lot of people said we couldn't do it. There was a referendum. A lot of people voted it down. But believe it or not, we were able here recently to be awarded a federal grant to expand our pre-K program. And I don't know about you, but we feel like education, we believe that education is the key to unlocking some of the things that it's going to take for our entrepreneurial and our economic development and our business ecosystem to grow. So pre-K is a big piece of that, but we have to fix the pre-K through 12 continuum and to the career paths. And finally, one other piece that I wanted to kind of hone in on before I take my seat is we're working with the city and all the other leaders here to work on a plan for our city. We need a plan, and we're going to be working very diligently in getting together with all the players out there. Everybody said we want to do a plan and say, hey, what will Memphis look like in the next 20, 30 years? So we have to think beyond ourselves at this point. It's about our kids. It's about our grandkids. So we're looking way down the line. The chamber's been in that role for over 175 years, good, bad, or indifferent. We're here. We're going to continue to be that chamber, and we'll continue to grow the businesses here in the city, and we look forward to working with you, Alandis, and all the other partners in growing our economic development system. Thank you very much.
Greetings and good morning. I'm Roby Williams. I serve in the capacity of president of the Black Business Association of Memphis, and I think I'll be the first person up here to meet the deadline of 3 minutes. If you recall, a few months back, our mayor came out at the State of the City address and said that he was going to do some things and with regard to minority business development and that such thing. And it was wonderful that he did that. And what we're in the process of doing now is developing the level of constructive engagement, the level of constructive alliances to make sure that we do this right. You see, when something is done right, if a business is run well, what they have is clear vision, solid strategies, practical systems, and consistent execution. And the mayor is doing a number of things right with regard to this, because we're going to, I think you probably read about the universal life insurance building and that such thing. Let me pivot for a moment. Alandis Dobbins, I want to thank you for putting on this conference. And we're talking about constructive alliances and constructive engagement. Moore and the Black Business Association met and decided that we'd put on the Boom Conference. Boom, here we are today. And tomorrow we'll have a solution series before the Benny Awards out at the University of Memphis Holiday Inn, where we're bringing in, and I picked him up last night, the president of the United States Black Chamber of Commerce. Myron called me at 9:20. I didn't know it was 9:20. I was asleep. I fallen asleep on a Grizzly game, said, hey, we need you to pick up Ron Busby. He's upstairs asleep right now. He has a conference. No, he's up. I just spoke with him. He has a conference call at 9 o'clock, our time. And he's here. He'll be at our solution series tomorrow. But what we're doing is we are putting together or constructing what the framework for getting this done in a great way. And it's important to our community because the mayor's vision is shared by Alandis and me. What we want to do is we want to expand the circle of economic opportunity. Does that make sense? We also want to deepen the meaning of free enterprise and strengthen communities individually and one at a time. We can do this. The plan is in place. It's being constructed now. We're going to get it done. And what we are all here to do, Alandis, myself, the mayor, and all these gentlemen and lady on the stage, what we want to do is for minority and women-owned businesses is to equip, enable, empower, educate, and inspire them to be successful. We'll get it done. Thank you for your presence here this morning. It's meaningful to us. We're going to get it done. Stay tuned. God bless you. 3 minutes.
Thank you, Roby. On time. My name is Regina Whitley, Executive Director of the Greater Memphis IT Council. Alandis Dobbins sits on the board of the IT Council and invited me to be here today. Very pleased. We are a new organization, but it was established in Memphis and it's a resurgence of the Technology Council. We are here to establish the Memphis region as an information technology center of excellence. As Andre said, we need to position Memphis in a stronger manner, and this is an important way to do that. We're represented, our organization, as a membership association with technology providers, IT leaders in strategic industries, and university and community colleges. We have a great group, and like the Greater Memphis Chamber, we focus on the strategic industries in Memphis. Logistics and transportation, healthcare and bioscience, financial services, music, film, and tourism. But it's our technology providers that are the engine of that growth. Telecom, cable, broadband, and wireless companies, software developers, data storage, cloud services, professional services, system integrators, consultants, also web developers, digital media, and mobile applications. I think all of us recognize that if we don't have a great website, a great e-commerce site, a good mobile phone, and a strong internet connection, but even a business of 2 people can do business globally. I think we've seen that through Tennessee Trade and other initiatives. So having the technology to drive your business model is an imperative. We started this time last year. We were founded. We started with 21 members to drive the 21st century economy in Memphis. And in a year, we just held our annual meeting. We've doubled our growth. And we tout such names as St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, City of Memphis, C-Spire, Electronic Vaulting Services. You'll be hearing today from Gail Rose, Sharp Business Solutions, Memphis Airport Authority, Rhodes College, Southwest Tennessee Community College. It's a whole host, University of Memphis, a really great list, Wunderlich Securities and the Financial Services and First Horizon. This, over last year, we addressed a number of important issues in the technology sector, such as cybersecurity. I think we're all aware of data breaches, and it's important to learn how to protect your business and how to protect your e-commerce site. We had Lachelle Vaughn, Memphis Light, Gas, and Water's Chief Technology Officer. She recently won the Ruby Award. She's a very talented individual and led the discussion on cybersecurity. We had St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, the CIO, and just an amazing individual who discussed the Pediatric Genomics Initiative. Memphis should be so proud to have such a groundbreaking initiative in big data and analytics. We also had Memphis Housing Authority. I think he'll be here today, Mr. Joe Sanders, on building the 21st century network. And we ended our year with the CIO of FedEx, Mr. Rob Carter, who's one of the most renowned CIOs in the world, address strategic horizons for the technology industry. We started off this year, and she will be here today, Ms. Gail Rose, who's the founder, women-owned business of Electronic Vaulting Services. She'll be on a panel leading as the moderator today. And she addressed entrepreneurship and technology, what it means to have led a business for 15 years, but to sustain that business model really in an industry, the tech sector, is always changing. And she talked about building a culture of innovation, a culture of entrepreneurship, focus on the customer, and really developing her talent base. But an important program that we wanted to share with you today, in keeping with the Memphis Office of Resource and Enterprise, we host a program every month. It's called Tech Tuesday. And I invite you to take a look at it. We're going to keep that on the portal of More and out in their newsletter. But it's open. It's a complimentary service. It's sponsored by Comcast Business. They've held it last year for us, and we've started again this year. But here's some examples of some of the topics that we talked about: SharePoint collaboration software, IT certification, digital reputation management. Over the last month, we hosted an individual and it really showcases our tech providers and small companies in Memphis on Google Apps development. And next week, on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, will be a disaster recovery, a checklist. So those are some examples of programs to help small businesses grow and stay at the cutting edge of technology. We will host a cybersecurity seminar on July 16th at the new Expedient Data Center on Players Club Parkway as another example of keeping your business current on some of the issues in technology. So we're delighted to be here today. Thank you, Alandis, for having us. And please stay tuned to what's happening with the IT Council and how it can help your business be an engine of growth. Thank you.
I'm from the Baptist Church, so Alandis, if I go over 3 minutes, pull my coattail.
Okay.
I'm Jerome Gentry, the market manager for Lift Fund. And want to make sure I identify Lift Fund, not Community Lift, because we have a name conflict, but we're Lift Fund. One U.S. president said this, and I quote, "Entrepreneurs and their small enterprises are responsible for almost all of the economic growth in the United States." And I believe that. Lift Fund is a 501c3 CDFI organization, and we have helped over 1,000 businesses, and we've contributed over $250 million to small businesses. That's the loans that we've made. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about CDFI. I mentioned CDFI, then I'm going to talk about Lift Fund. CDFI is a organization, community development financial institution, that's been certified by the U.S. Treasury to assist target market areas, distressed target market areas, with different type of services. It could be from housing, credit counseling, banking, commercial loans. And that's where Lift Fund comes in. Lift Fund is a CDFI organization that makes loans anywhere from $500 to $250,000. That's our range. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about statistics. Since 1997 to 2014, women businesses have increased by 68%. Now, that sounds good, but that same period of time, from 1997 to 2014, women of color business have increased 216%. They have gone from 1 million to 2,934,000. Wow, that's great. But let me say something about our neighboring state. Hate to say this, but our neighboring state, Mississippi, ranks number 5 on that list of women business. But however, the city of Memphis, based on 111 metropolitan areas that were looked at with a population of 100,000 or more, the city of Memphis ranked number 4 as the best place to own a black-owned business. That is super. Now, what we have done, Lift Fund. Lift Fund was established in 1994, was formerly known as Axion, Tennessee, so we changed names. Lift Fund came to Memphis in 2012. Came to Memphis 2012, so a little bit 2 years. Thank you. But we've made 65 loans. Our portfolio is 65% minority, 31% women-owned business. One other thing I want to add, and I'm going to sit down. What we're doing in the community, we're partnering with the City of Memphis, the Memphis Housing Authority, on the HUD Choice Neighborhood Initiative grant. And we're creating a South City microloan fund in the Foot Homes community to establish a fund to help vitalize that area. Say that, and I'll talk about that later. I have a booth out there, but I'm excited about being here. I'm always excited about what I can do for small businesses. Thank you, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the conference.